Hey everyone, welcome back. So in the last video, we got the bottom cage basically completely welded out, right? So we're looking at this bottom cage here that everything's sitting on this side. It has just a few pieces left to weld, and that one's done. I bought some paint for it today, but I wanna finalize where everything's gonna go. Maybe as much as I can. Like I said before, the tires might end up being wider, so I wanna kind of leave some room for error. So basically, I'm gonna finish welding this guy. I need to make a mount for the gas jugs in the front. The extra bin here is just kind of a, will this fit? And it looks like it's gonna fit great. So essentially what we got here is the tires, the bin, the jack stands, and the jack. And then I still have a ton of storage in the truck box. So I mean, this should work great. So we're gonna build this out. I may have to drill some holes in it in a few different places, right? So if the tires go here, I'm gonna run some straps from this side down. So I need to put some eyelets on that side and probably on this side, but I can do that after it's painted. So what I'm doing is leaving room so that it can grow this way, right? So if these two tires get bigger, then we're just gonna push things out further. And if I have to, I can mount the jack somewhere off of the trailer, right? It can hang in any of these locations. I just have to make additional pieces and do that. So in this video, we're gonna get this done. We're gonna make the hood pin brackets, and then we're gonna install the hood pins because that's something that needs to be done. But for right now, I'm gonna get this tray out. We're gonna finish welding it. I'm gonna put it on some cardboard or hang it from the cherry picker or something. We're gonna start painting it because it needs to get painted and dry. And right now the weather's good, so I can leave my Nova out. So check it out. As you just saw, we got her painted. So first coat, it says it takes 2 hours to dry. I'm kind of testing some paint here. So we have an Ace Hardware in my town. This is Rust Stop, and it's a satin black. So depending how this comes out, and honestly, I needed probably 2 cans of spray paint to get this thing covered. That was cheaper, and I haven't even used like a quarter of the can on one pass. Anyways, this is cost effective, but what I'm doing is I'm double checking the finish and how easy it is to apply. So when I do the roll cage, I have heard that there's some paint like Rust-Oleum, you can just paint it on and it'll auto flatten, and it looks pretty good for a roll cage. So we'll see. So this stuff I did very, very little flattening. I took a grinder, as you probably saw in the video, and I just kind of cleaned up all the edges and kind of just took off the surface scale. But nothing really major, nothing really, like I didn't wire wheel it or anything. So, I mean, you can't really see much in the video because it's black, but there it is.
Front door.
It's covered. It's just a messy process. So we're gonna let that dry for a couple hours, and now we're gonna work on pistons. So I got you on time lapse over there. We're gonna just start brushing them up and see if we can get all that gunk off there, and see if we can make them look nice. There we go. Back to the music. All right, it's midnight on workday. So these pistons came out of the tank and they were clean as you see them on the outside. I mean, they were just basically spotless, intentionally, right? So all of that gunk is from 6 pistons underneath the ring lands. They looked just like this when I started. You couldn't even see all the dirt that was in here. So I got in there with a drill bit, little tiny guy. Focus, thank you. When I used this, it started taking the coating off of the side of the pistons, and then just a pick to get into the oil scraper because there's a lot of space in there. Oh, and don't forget about the putty knife, just to really get in there. But yeah, I was surprised, and I poured a lot of it out with the gas too. Pretty crazy. Okay, there's an update. I only got 3 left. Hello everyone, so it's a different day. I have taken a little break from painting that guy and working on the pistons over there, as you saw last, because I want to make the hood pin brackets. So the stainless came in. It's a nice 1/8 inch stainless, nice big piece. We're just making a couple 3-inch pieces of stainless and a couple supports and welding it together, which I've never done stainless before, but from what the internet tells me, it should be pretty easy. Easy-ish. So we're gonna make 2 of those. We're gonna, if I can get all this stuff mounted, we're gonna drill some holes in the hood today, which is a little nerve-wracking, but has to be done, you know? This is a part of racing. So we're gonna get started. Wish me luck. Coming to you on location of me drilling the hood. So this is, as you would expect, a bit of a nerve-wracking experience. We have centered the hole here. It's going there. So we have centered the hole. We got some tape on the other side. So basically my plan is, and you're gonna see it all on camera here, I'm gonna drill a pilot hole from this side, since I know where the hole is on this side. Once I get the pilot hole drilled, I'm gonna get the hole saw on this side, and then just hope for the best. Hope that the bit doesn't walk in the bore. We have to do that now because I have cut the brackets to the point where I'm ready to make it final, right? I need to like put in the support pieces and everything and finalize the outside dimensions. But I need to get this centered, or I need to get that installed in the hood so I can get the pin centered so that I can put the mark on here so I can drill this, get all that done so that then I can weld it. So, a little nerve-wracking, but, you know, it's only a hood. All right, here we are. So, let's get the drill. So, already got the pilot bit in here. This is the hole saw. It is 1.25 inches. So, hopefully, once this is done, it'll actually fit on the outside of that. It's a little bit bigger, and typically how these hole saws go is you'll get, you know, usually a little bit bigger hole than you intend. So we're gonna go nice and slow here. I should center punch this. All right, let's just do this. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine, right? It's gonna be fine. Okay, we did it. Drilled through the hood. It's so easy. You can just drill your hood anytime you want, whether you really should or not. All right, so next step now, we need to get the hood closed a little bit. Change out the bits here. Okay. I want to look, but I don't want to look, you know? That's when you hurt yourself. Oh, sad. There it is. Okay, let's do this. Let's just do this. we're almost through. We have a giant hole in the hood. Be careful when you pull the tape up. So you want to take paint with it. What a gross feeling. So the only thing that really makes me feel better about this is that if you can see this, probably not. Maybe no one's ever seen it. There's a crack in it right there. And from what I'm understanding, that is from when they mixed the paint or the Bondo or whatever they did on the hood when they painted it. They did it wrong and it flash hardened too quick and it cracked. So eventually this hood's gonna get replaced anyways, most likely. Actually, that looks pretty good. All things considered. Okay, let's find the piece. No, I'm gonna keep that. There it is. Oh, it's perfect. I did a good job. That makes me happy. Let's see how it looks. Okay, that's pretty good. There it is. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to clean the paint up on the other side. It's probably not what I should use. Before I go too far, I'm gonna stop. That's a lot better than it was. And that's how it's gonna look. Oh boy. Okay, so it's gonna be that times 2. We'll do the other side. We'll get the brackets and stuff drilled out. Basically, I'm gonna line up the bracket here with the mark that I made, just eyeballing it. I don't want it any higher than the radiator support, obviously, so it's gonna be a little bit below that. So that sets the up and down. The left or right is dictated by the mark. I'll just center it on the bracket. And then these holes are already drilled. They're 1 inch from the bottom and the top, 1 inch apart. So this should be pretty easy. So put it back on time lapse. All right, so you saw a lot of work. We have completed one side of the hood pin installation. So I am not going to reinforce this bracket. It is completely strong enough, especially with the stock striker as well as backup. So once I get both sides installed, I mean, if I live to eat those words, that'll be one thing, but this 1/8 inch stainless is pretty damn hard to bend. So I'd be really surprised if I had any issues with it. Plus it would have to bend it to the point where it broke it to actually get the hood to fly up. So gonna hedge my bets here. Anyway, so here's the whole thing in action. So I might need to adjust them down a little bit more, but basically center hood, latch, and then boom, good to go. And it's not so tight that it's pulling the hood down. I've seen a lot of guys with these a little too tight and it'll actually start sucking down the metal. So I painted the ring on the inside of this. I locked tight the nut that's on here with the stuff they provide. And then I did the same on the actual bracket side. So to open, you gotta go this button, which is nice that it stays down. And then you can do the hood, but I can't do it one-handed because it's a two-hand operation. So there it is. I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, the hood may not last forever, so it's whatever. But at least one's done. So we'll try and either do the other one later tonight or tomorrow. All right, we got another late night, but hood pins are done. So I did choose not to weld some supports on this 1/8 inch plate here. I think it's strong enough. So we got one on both sides here. I spent a lot of time trying to perfect the hood closure scenario. So we have, you know, some hood alignment issues, right, in the actual fenders. We have the actual pins themselves on both sides, and then we have the front and rear of the stock striker setup. So all of that kind of had to work in conjunction. And I think, assuming I did everything correctly, that this one's up, this one's up. So that is successful. How does it look? You know, it could look worse. It kind of looks like it has like antlers that were cut off or like little antennas, but functionality over form in this case. So as before, and of course, what it's supposed to do is click and stay. So now this becomes a two-handed operation where I have to pop the hood up a little bit, then push the button in. So this one needs a little bit of adjustment still, apparently, or I just didn't get a good close. I don't know. At this point, I'm done messing with it. I'm going to turn in for the night, and we'll work on something else tomorrow. Later.